worms, and would you like to learn more about it over time? Well, check this video to find out more, guys.
G'day, my name's Marty Ware and I'm an agricultural horticulturist right here in Australia. And if you want to learn worm farming and even learn how to grow amazing plants using worms, then please subscribe to my channel. There's lots of cool content coming up in here all the time for you to devour.
G'day my friends, Marty Ware here from Marty's Garden. Yep, we're stepping things right up. If you've been following the garden, you would know I'm growing all types of sort of tropical species right on this temperate and subtropical borderline where I'm pushing the edges, growing in sand, using compost made from worms to build up these gardens, no-dig gardens, and build up all this amazing biology in the soil so everything's photosynthesizing and feeding itself. And then all the little insects and birds and creatures and stuff are balanced in there and killing all those nasty pests. Never sprayed a chemical out the back ever, and really proud of that. And I pretty much never dig a hole anymore. It's pretty cool stuff, right? But what we're talking about today is the setup of the new garden, so the vermiponics area. I did this sort of once before when I was growing the microgreens in trays of compost with the leachate down below or the worm tea down below and sumping it up and growing amazing microgreens and different plants to sell to the locals in Byron Bay at their restaurants. I used to love doing that, but it's a lot of hard work. Anyway, what we're doing this time is we're changing things a bit. We're going to do some of that I just mentioned coming up, but for the time being, what we're doing is we're getting that scoric rock, so the basalt rock. Now you could use clay pebbles that they use in hydroponics, or you could get some type of light rock and use it that way. I would stick away from really heavy stuff, or you could get sort of like a little bit less sort of type of rock and put in a little bit of compost and a bit of sort of worm castings. I'm getting tongue tied again, worm castings with it, and grow that way. At the moment in my system, I've just got the basalt rock and about 20% worm castings mixed through it. So it's just basalt through the pot, worm castings, and then we're going to water it with the liquid that comes out of the worm farms, and also worm tea concoctions. Going to test it, run it, see how it's all going, and get you guys to follow along and put your input into it. And maybe you want to do it too with me and let me know how things are going for you, and we can talk about it in the comments area and stuff like that. Now, what I'm starting off with is a few different easy plants. I've got a strawberry, a couple of strawberries going at the moment. I've got some watercress, and I've got some other plants sort of in cuttings at the moment, such as kangkong and the Vietnamese mint, but they're not into the rock yet. I've done some different succulents, and so the watercress is something that I'm really interested in because it's a semi-aquatic plant. And we're starting off with these semi-aquatic plants at the beginning. Now, plants that like a lot of water would do really well in this. I think even possibly lettuces and things might do really well in this system. I've got to get some lettuce seedlings up and get them started on the way, and then see how they go as well, because they're going to need a lot of water and a lot of nitrogen to get the leaf up. And so we've got to run these tests and these trials to see how they go. Now, I'm pretty sure the succulents are going to do pretty good, but I'll put them up for sale in FB for Facebook, and I'll keep a couple of them just for myself. And we'll run these trials and see how things go over time. It's lots of fun. If you want to follow along, get yourself a little like a sock or a stocking. If you've got some worm casts, get some worm cast and get a bucket of rainwater, small bucket, and just start sort of leaching it into the water. And then later on, if you get a chance, get a little bubbler like I've got, maybe a little solar panel bubbler, or just stir it up with a stick every now and again. That's all I ever did for a very, very long time. everything was all done by hand, or pouring it from high and down low and getting all the oxygen into it. You want a lot of oxygen in your leachates and worm teas for it to work, because what happens is all the molecules and everything smash together, and then it makes it available to the plant's roots, right? Similar like a waterfall going down and boom, exploding everywhere in nature and then running down and spreading out across the savanna. It's highly oxygenated, right? And so that helps the plants uptake the minerals that they need to survive. So we're really going to push this to the edge and have a lot of fun. There's some other people doing vermiponics, but I think they've got big, massive setups. What I want to do is make it small, easy and achievable for you guys at home that have just got small worm farms, some pot plants. You know, you've got the liquid coming out, you can make a worm tea, you can follow along, no problem, and do this at home as well. And I recommend starting off with plants that obviously that's good for your area at the time that you're planting, right? So you want to stay in season, and also plants that like a lot of water that possibly do well in like aquaponics, aquaculture situations, hydroponics, things like that. And then we'll start off and spread out and change the plants as we go and get better at it. All right. If you're liking this and you're digging it, let me know if you're going to follow along too, or if you're maybe even going to have a crack at it. That would be really cool. And I'd love to hear what you've got to say down below in the comments area. Lots more videos coming on the way. Worm experiments, grow experiments. Yeah, I know you guys are going to love it because you love your worm farming, you love your gardening. Now we're mixing it all together. It's going to be super cool. Digging it. All right, have a great day. Happy gardening / worm farming. We'll see you at the next video / vlog real soon. Bye for now.
After you subscribe, guys, head down and check out the links in the description area. There's a really cool video also about becoming a worm wrangler and learning all you need to know about worm farming.